An Israeli soldier kidnapped by the Palestinian militant group Hamas more than 3 years ago might be going home soon. Israel's government is negotiating a deal which could see 1,000 Palestinian prisoners released for the return of Gilad Shalit. But as RT's Paula Sleer explains, for some it's too high a price to pay.
Every day for nearly 2 years, Lana Ramez has been coming here. She and other volunteers put up this tent in front of the Prime Minister's residence to remind him not to forget about Gilad Shalit. Most Israelis support them. They believe no price is too high to bring one of their soldiers back home.
I believe Israel can give up its Palestinian prisoners for one live soldier who has not yet been discharged of the army.
Gilad was 19 years old when he was captured by Palestinian militants on June the 25th, 2006 in a cross-border raid. His kidnapping was one of the triggers for the 2006 war in Gaza. Since then, there's been little word from him, 3 letters and an audio and video recording. His captors refused to allow the Red Cross to visit him. These parents followed his case closely. They lost their children in a suicide bus bombing 6.5 years ago. Yossi Mendelevich was speaking to his 13-year-old son Yuval on his cell phone when the bomb exploded, killing 17 people. He fears the men behind the attack are among the 1,000 prisoners to be exchanged for Gilad. And while these parents want Gilad freed, they feel the price is too high.
That releases such murderers bring terror and bring death to the Israeli public, and not bringing them to work in painting or doing macrame or going for hobbies. They're doing in what they're best, in malicious terror attack.
1 in 5 Israelis agrees with this. Gilad's father, Noam, led the campaign to free his son. But he understands all too well the price his government is paying.
I sympathize with their feelings. I know it's not easy for them seeing that some of the people who killed their loved one will be released.
But Gilad's release gives hope to Rina Heffer, whose son Guy went missing 12 years ago. Although an extensive search was carried out at the time, it was only 2 years ago that a Syrian militant group claimed it was holding Guy and would release him only in exchange for Syrian prisoners held in Israeli jails.
It took the army quite a few years until they started to take his case seriously. I thought it was enough that my son was wearing the army's uniform when he was captured, but I was very, very wrong. Gilad Shalit is coming home because of media attention and pressure on government. I hope with all my heart he comes home, and after that the Israeli government will have to work for my son.
Back at the tent, protesters are keeping up their vigil. Because despite the fear that Gilad's release might encourage further kidnappings, his homecoming sends an important message to the Israeli public.
If it happened to me, if I was kidnapped, I would want to know my government and country would help me, that they would do everything to set me free.
It doesn't matter what the price is, Gilad has to come home. His family is waiting for him. We are waiting for him. The whole country is waiting for him.
Gilad will return to a hero's welcome. But what condition he'll be in, both mentally and physically, is a question many here are afraid to ask. Paula Sleer, RT, Israel.